SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. Hi, welcome to SBR Forums Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the NFL Line Moves update show that we do every Friday afternoon with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, where we discuss the line moves from the NFL lines over the week and think about what lines might move for the upcoming weekend by kickoff. Right now we're looking ahead to NFL Week 10. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, and you took a loss on the Thursday night NFL game with us, but the good news is that drops you to 17-8 against the spread overall with us in the NFL this year. Just a phenomenal record. Joe Duffy.
Yes, 19-9 with my Wise Guy Plays premium college and pro football at OffshoreInsiders.com. So great year, college and pro.
All right. Line moves this week so far, there really haven't been any. There's only been a few. The most notable one, isn't even an action line move. It's just the Detroit-Chicago game, which is now Pick'em -1. That's on the news of Jay Cutler, who will be playing and starting. Do you have anything to say about that move?
Yeah, no, Jay Cutler, plus there were reports just today. Reggie Bush apparently did not practice with Detroit, although Detroit says, yeah, we're just resting him. He is a veteran. But I think there's a little speculation that there might be something more to it than Reggie Bush, but no question the quarterback situation, the number one reason.
Right, all right. So that was a move on injury news. The Denver total did go up a little bit. Right now it's 57.5 or 58, not quite at 59.5 like we thought. You think that might get to 59 by kickoff?
Yeah, it very well could. Like we were saying on Monday, the question that the odds makers have is how high can they make this total before the sharps start betting the under? But we agreed it wasn't going that far out on a limb, that the public was going to bet it up, and they certainly have.
Right, and you have to think that all the public action that comes in on game day is going to be all on the over in that one. So yeah, that one might close. Make a prediction. We're not going to, this is just thinking out loud. Where do you think this line is going to close? I predict it's not going to close at 59. I predict it'll close at 58.5.
Ooh, all right. Now, I will take the over. That is the over on your prediction. I actually think it will close at 59.5 or 60. If you're going to make me choose one or the other, I'm going to say 60.
Wow. Okay. Pretty bold prediction there. I feel like 60 is maybe a little bit of a psychological barrier. I think we're just going to see 58.5, but we'll see where that one closes. And then another total that did go up a bit. Interesting. This is the most interesting line that I want to get your opinion on. The Carolina-San Francisco total. I think it was like 41.5 or so earlier in the week. Now it's up to 43, and that's understandable. Both these teams have scored more than 30 points each in their last 4 games, and but they also have quality defenses. Of course, we know that. The question is, who's going to win out here, the offenses or the defenses? I was thinking that the over might be a good bet, and the market has agreed with that so far. Where do you think this line is going to close?
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. The public is still going to see 2 marquee quarterbacks, right. And remember, Cam Newton is returning to his form of his rookie season. He looks like he's once again one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, so no surprise that the public did bet this game a little bit up, and with 2 quality quarterbacks and a fairly low total, I would say that there's a pretty good chance even the sharps will be betting on the over.
Right, all right. So anyone watching this who's thinking about maybe, betting the over, seeing all the points being scored recently, but then a little bit concerned about the defense here, would you recommend that, would you endorse the play on the over, or would you recommend to stay away?
No, I would say there's a pretty good chance out of a premium play on the over, but the sooner they bet the over, the better. If you like the under, wait until probably Sunday morning.
Right. Okay. And then another line move, a small line move, but I think pretty telling. It doesn't surprise me. I was kind of expecting it. Is the Atlanta-Seattle line? It was about 6 or 6.5 earlier in the week, I think. Now it's solidly down to 5, and that's not a huge move, but I do think it's pretty telling. I have a strong suspicion that the sharps are going to be betting Atlanta here, and I think that there might be a sharp public split on this game. Will it go lower? Probably not. There's probably going to be a lot of action on Seattle, but I think that's a pretty telling line move.
I don't think it's that much of a money line move. The fact that Roddy White has now been probable. Roddy White, a big weapon for the Falcons. They've been devastated by injury, so the Falcons very likely are going to get one of their top weapons back. But also, Seattle's been a team that keeps winning, but winning ugly, so laying a pretty big number on the road. Maybe there is a little bit of a line move there, but I think the Roddy White injury situation looking good for Atlanta is probably the number one reason.
All right, well, that's all that I'm seeing in terms of even small line moves. The rest of the lines are pretty much held steady since Monday. From the rest of the card, are there any lines you think might move a little bit or maybe even a lot by kickoff?
I don't know if there's any. It'll be interesting to see how the public reacts to the whole Miami controversy. I think for the most part, they're going to be willing to bet against Miami. And that's probably not a good move because teams tend to rally around adversity. And if anything, they might make Miami a strong play if they bet this game down to a pick 'em.
Yeah, you might want to label both those teams dysfunctional, but I think that Tampa Bay's dysfunction is much more ingrained. It starts at the top, much more fundamental. I'm leaning towards Miami in that game for sure. All right, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again on Monday.